All right, let's get to it like we usually do it, but let's get to it. Many of you have just heard LeBron James state that going to the bubble is like going to the prison or something like that. Let me tell you what he said verbatim. Just left the crib, headed to the bubble. It feels like I'm headed to do a bid, man. Hated to leave the James gang and his family. Now, I don't know if LeBron James has ever been incarcerated, but I can pretty much guarantee he never had to do a bid. And I guarantee you, people who have done bids would be offended by reading something like this. You get to go inside of an area where you're not policed, no one's making you go to bed, no one is telling you got a piano in your room, you have all this luxury things to your desire and pleasure. You get to play basketball and get paid millions of dollars to do so. How is this compared to doing a bid? Sometimes you got to look at people and say, these are the most stupid people on the face of this earth. And LeBron James is one of them. Sorry, people. He just is. The fact that he could sit there with a straight face and utter those words, it's baffling to me. It's extremely baffling because I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact he would believe it's okay to compare what he does for a living, and because he's going in some place that they're calling the bubble, in which you could leave anytime you want on your behalf. No one's gonna send some guard dogs after you. No one's gonna fire shots at your head for walking out or leaving. Now, what many people don't know is that I'm actually close. Well, some of you know, if you're my subscribers, you know, I'm close to Orlando right now. Me and LeBron James are just a few miles away from each other. Just a few. I brought my boxing gloves. So, just in case I see LeBron and I want to go have a conversation with just old LeBron, I could do so and say, lace him up. I got a mask, you got a mask, let's go. But I don't think the NBA would approve that. But it's here. It is here and set to go. Our end is prepared. But you guys will make excuses for him because that's what you do. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a new reality that players are going to have to overcome, especially with the families and people who like to be around family members and things like that. Who are not really good with isolation and, for their own mental health. They have to get around it for what, 2 months? You know, the ease of, some of the restrictions, would probably delve deep into the playoffs and all this, but you're looking at 2 months, 60 days. Whoop dee doo. Most teams have already basically arrived to the whole facility. The Lakers had the longest time before they had to go. Now, of course, the bubble thing is already behind schedule. They're behind. They're not ahead of it. They're not hitting the benchmarks that they thought they were going to hit. Everybody's behind. Everybody's trying to play catch up. But the biggest issue has been what is happening with the rest of the league. Translation: the general population has not done anything to say the general pop. The general population has done nothing, to say the least, about any concerns about the safety of the players. They haven't. You know what they cared about? How are they going to celebrate Black Lives Matter and everything else on their jerseys? Putting stickers on the back of jerseys has outweighed public safety or the safety for other people. And I say general population because you're looking at the essential workers that are going to be working in that place. What's in it for them? So I don't get it. Like, for the essential workers in their workspace, what is in it for them? Because we don't get it. We just don't. We have no rhyme or reason as to why this is happening. None. That's just it. We have no rhyme or reason as to why any of this is happening. Hmm? Oh, we do. Money. That's it. Money. So we're right back in the same box. Now, let's look at everybody else who's comparing the polls as far as what do they care about. Do the fans care about the conditions? The poll was taken. I don't know who. It's like The Price is Right or something. We've asked 100 people, and 100 people have said, so it's on that notion. Now, as we looking at this, we're saying to ourselves, basically, all right, let's get it done. That's what everybody's saying. Let's get it done. Mm. So they asked the poll, a survey of people. How many people think it's a good idea for the NBA to come back? 41%. 41% said no. That is a staggering amount. Then they said, how many people are excited that the NBA is coming back to play in July? 43% said they are not excited. About 43% said no. They didn't tell us how many people they asked or how vast this was, but 43% said they weren't excited that they were even coming back to finish the season. How many people care about the NBA Finals or who's in it? Okay, I guess that's what that abbreviation is for. Or who's in it? Okay. As far as care, do you care? Yes or no? Um, I really had this question is so screwed up. I don't think they thought this through. But only again, what is it? 43% again for people saying they don't care. It's very high numbers. Then on the other chart, are you excited about the NBA's 8-game seeding process? 62% says no. 62% of the people said they don't care for the 8-game seeding process. Let that sink in. Now let's continue with the rest of the survey. Do you feel the NBA is doing an adequate job at trying to keep the players safe in Orlando with the Orlando bubble policies? Yes or no? 53% says no. So let these numbers sink in, okay? Let those numbers sink in. Let those surveys and those questions ring a bell onto what this is all about. Pay me the money. Yeah, really, that's it. And on that note, I'm going to bed.